May I say something to you to give you a true knowledge of yourself and life, so that the same glory and success attained by other men who understand themselves may be yours? Man in the full knowledge of himself is a superb and supreme creature of creation. When man becomes possessor of the knowledge of himself, he becomes master of his environment, the captain of his own ship, the director of his own destiny, the accomplisher of his own ends. Man should understand himself because man is full of knowledge, and this knowledge is a gift of nature. When Mother Nature created man, she deprived him of nothing. He was given the faculty of understanding all things around him. This faculty for understanding has not been taken away from him. None of his senses have been taken away from him. So there is no excuse for the black man in lacking the knowledge that man is used to beautify the world and produce all that he needs for his happiness and civilization.
What do you mean by America is my mama?
I don't know nothing else. I wasn't eating chitlins when I was in Africa. I wasn't eating watermelon when I was in Africa. Huh? I wasn't wearing zoot suits when I was in Africa. I wasn't getting my hair cut when I was in Africa. This bitch is my mama. And yours too. Except I know it's mine. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Freeman, shoot, he probably made up this whole slavery thing. What nigga you know gonna work all day in a hot field for no paper? See, that's your problem. You be believing anything somebody tells you or put in a book. See, I keep my mental mind extra secure. Nothing gets in. He probably made up this whole slavery thing.
If you are a person of color, a black man living in America, then you already know that you have been lied to about a lot of things. What you probably don't know is that you have been sorely lied to about almost everything. Everything that you hear and that you read about yourself, about your history, you need to question because it is probably not true. Why? Well, location, location, location. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. If they can lie to us about where we come from, then we will not know where we are supposed to go. We will not know what we are supposed to do. What we are taught in school is that all the black men and women in the Americas were brought over here by the Europeans. That is one of the biggest lies that is out there today.
Voyages.org, which is a website that Emory University, which is one of those Ivy League schools that is down in Atlanta, that has participated with them in a lot of different companies to try to get down to the facts of the slave trade and of the transatlantic slave trade. These numbers have changed. If I had shown you a chart from when I first went there, these numbers here, which is the total number, they have 12 million here to 12 million slaves that were brought from Africa. On the first chart, they only had 9 million. So that number has gotten bigger. And another number is this number right here, which is showing the United States and the numbers that came to the United States. At first, these numbers were close to 500,000. They had them down to 300,000. Only 300,000 Africans were brought to the United States. I have a couple of numbers to you. The first thing is this number up to 1,800. I totaled all of these right here from when they first started bringing Africans to the shores of the United States down to 1,800. That added up to about 193,000, okay? Which means that up until 1,800, only 193,000 Africans were brought to the shores of the United States. That's really not that many. I looked it up, and right now, that is the entire city of Erie, Pennsylvania, is 193,000. So again, that's all that was brought over here from Africa up to 1,800. Now, another thing is this, is that we have to realize that with those numbers, that 2/3 of those numbers were African males. All right? 1/3 of the cargo was children and females. If we only did, there were 22% children. If we only did the females, only 14% of those people were females. Who's making all the slaves if there's only, and that number came up to 26,000. 26,000 females. How are they going to be making all these slaves that were in the United States? Who were these people who were making all of these babies to provide slaves for the United States? And the United States was the only place where we were making our slaves here. That's why the numbers are much smaller, because we were growing our own slaves right here. But who were the people that they were using? They were utilizing the indigenous people here. How else could they come up with these large numbers? So again, up until 1800, remember, only 193,000. Notice from 1800 to the end of slavery, notice the numbers there. It's only about 111,000 Africans that were brought in the 1800s to the United States. In actuality, it had been outlawed. Okay, and that's that Juneteenth thing. It was outlawed, but they were still bringing them in. But you see the numbers diminished, okay, where it was only 100, maybe 110,000 that came to the United States during that time. Let's look at the next numbers, though. Watch this. This is the slave population in the United States. Notice in 1800. Notice where they have them. At almost 1 million slaves in the United States in 1800. Now remember, only 193,000 from the beginning of them bringing them here, over 100 years. And, but still, this is the number that they have. I'll say that's close to about 900,000, all right? But remember that from 1800 to 1866, that only 100,000 slaves were brought. But look at the number, 4 million slaves. Where did that number come from? And remember, most of the slave trade were African males. Who were they mating with? They were mating with the indigenous people.
100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. In his own land.
Geronimo Hunters, come uptown. Tavis Freeman. Oh, Geronimo Hunters is on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the dance arena at this time, we have our tribal leaders carrying the eagle staff of the Shinnecock Nation. Following our leaders, we have the American flag and the flag of the Shinnecock Nation. We also have our representatives from the National Home Nation, the Peapod Nation, the Narragansett Nation, and the Silicon Nation.
aborigines. Rather, aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines. You and I are aborigines.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.